Hi, I'm Emily and welcome to the park. Now today I've got some exercises for you that are going to work on strengthening your inner and your outer thigh as well as your glutes and your core strength. So let's get moving. Start off with your feet parallel hip distance apart. Pull up in that tummy and take a breath in to lift out of that waist and breath out to squeeze that glute underneath you and just soften and work those thighs nice and gently. Don't go too deep. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Plant the feet together. We're going to pull up again. Now remember, anybody who's got any problems with their knees, be careful not to go too deep. Through all of these exercises, you can hold on to a chair or balance yourself with a wall. If you're feeling nice and strong, pull that tummy in with your in-breath. Out-breath, we lift out of the waist. Keep the shoulders relaxed and pull down. Squeeze those thighs tight together. Feel the glutes working hard as well. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We're going to pull up and rotate from the top of the legs to really work around that whole leg. And then we're going to close. We're going to do that 8 times. Open the chest as well. Keep the shoulders down. Really squeezing those glutes together, rotating in that outer thigh and pulling it together. Let's go for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it there. Keep that pull up through that tummy. Keep squeezing those glutes. Feel the lift with the in-breath. Crown of the head reaches for the ceiling as you release and open those thighs into a small diamond so we can feel the inner and the outer thigh working hard now. I'm really squeezing my tight bottom cheeks together and I'm trying to make the knees make sure they stay in line with my toes so I can really feel all around that upper, inner and outer thigh working hard for at least 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. And pulling up nice and strong. Taking a slightly wider position, lifting the heels as you pull up with the out breath into slightly wider than hip distance apart. Going to pull up again, tailbone under, tummy in, and lift with the in breath to go down, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pull up, breath in, breath out. Flex the heels and open to a wider second again, turning out from the top of the leg, squeezing those glutes. Tight bottom cheeks together. We breath in to reach tall. We breath out to just drop a little way. 2. Feel those thighs working even harder for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pulling up, you've got it. We're going to raise those heels and go wider still, but you mustn't go too deep. I don't want the thighs caving in. It's hard work for the outer thighs here to keep the knees over the toes. Any problems with the knees, stop immediately and bring the legs a little bit closer and do that little pulse again for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We're going to see if we can just lift one more time, one leg at a time, gently open. Breath in and breath out. Now this is quite wide, so if you want to hold on to a chair in front, you can. Now don't go too deep again. Pull up. We open those thighs and we pulse down. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Pull up. 8. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Pull up. 8. Raise a heel. And 2 and 3. Pull up. 4. Raise the other heel and keep that balance. One more time each side. 1 and 2 and 3. Pull up. 4 and don't go too deep. Keep those thighs working nice and hard. We take one foot to parallel, other foot to parallel. We pull up through that whole body. Breath in to raise onto the toes a little bit to squeeze those inner thighs in towards each other, opening from the top of the leg. And then we pull and flex the feet to biff the toes as we slowly bring the feet together to the start position. Feet together. Here we go. We're going to add the rise. We pull up with the in-breath. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Keep squeezing and really working those thighs. We pull up, we push to the rise, push the floor away for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Pull up in those kneecaps. 2 and 1. We go down, we open and rotate again. And 2. Squeezing and opening from the top of the leg. Keep it going. 4 more for 5 and 6 and 7, hold 8, pull up with the in-breath to go down, you've got it, same thing, little pulses, working those sides, squeezing those glutes for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, pull up, we got that rise onto the balls of the feet, pull up in the tummy, everything's working hard, pull up in those kneecaps, 4 more, for 5 and 6, and flexing through those arms as well, pull up, release the breath, keep tall, breath in, we rise onto the toes and we rotate to parallel hip distance apart, pull up, knees in front here, keeping them in line with the toes, we pulse 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, pull up, we've got the toes on the ball of the feet, it's push the floor away, and 2 and 3, keep going, keep breathing, out breath is on the rise, and 6 and 7 and 8, we come down, we soften the knees and we're going to lift the toes up as the out breath to rotate at the top of the leg. Here we go again, slightly wider, we're going to go down just a little way, open up those sides, keep them going, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, pull up, now working the inner thigh even harder here, with the legs wider we push the floor away, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, lower those heels, see if you can breath in to pull up, lift the heels and go a little bit wider again. Now this is quite wide, so if it's not for you, stay with the previous position. Here we go, we're going to keep the knees in line with the toes, working those outer thighs. I do not want to see any knees caving in, that's really bad for the knees. Keep them in line with the toes, don't go too deep, pull that tummy in, squeeze that glute, keep breathing for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, pull up to rise 1, it's even harder with the wider feet, keep going for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, breath in and lift, open from the tops of the leg. This time we're going to raise the heel as we drop down. If it's not for you, keep the heels firmly on the floor. We go 1 and 2 and 3, pull up 4 times on the same side, 2 and 3, pull up 4 and go, and 2 and 3, pull up 4 and down, and 2 and 3, other side, it goes 1 and 2 and 3, pull up 4 and down, and 2 and 3, pull up 4, don't lose the weight, and 2 and 3, pull up 4, last 1 and 2 and 3, pull up 4. Okay, we're going to raise that heel, twist around to look at that back, that front leg, and we're going to drop here, and 2 and 3 and 4. We're going to reach the hands onto that front thigh, reach that weight a little bit further forward, leg curl, here we go, squeeze that heel into that tailbone, feeling that hamstring waking up for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, we go long, 2, 3, squeeze that glute, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, drop it down, turn around as you lift, breath in, breath out, pull up, raise the other heel, reach to the other side, drop down into that soft knee at the back, reach the weight a little bit further forward, have support on the thigh, breath in to prepare, now kick that tailbone parallel line, flex the foot, 2, keep the knee back, keep going for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, raise it to long, squeeze that glute, keep going all the way to 8, that's 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, drop it down, parallel line, pull up, taking it into turnout, breath in to flex those feet, bringing them into that slightly wider than hip distance apart, I'm getting tongue tied here, soften those knees, move over to the balance of one leg, hold on to those tummy, don't let the hips raise, soften this knee, let's really go for working this outer thigh, we lift and toe tap, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, now take the balance with the flexed foot, keep going, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lengthen, get that balance, toe tap, feel the balance, parallel line, tummy's in, we're going to raise that toe for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, flex 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, here we go, let's take a soft knee, double pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down straight away. Other side. Have a little shake if you need it. Hold on to a chair if you need it. Remember, tummy's in, hips as much in line as we can to toe tap. 2, raising that outer thigh. Keep it going for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We flex 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We pull up. Feel that position. We go for 4 and 3 and 2 and flex. 4 and 3 and 2 and hold it there. Double pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop it down. Reach it up. Give those legs a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a circle, and just shake the whole body. Now, if you like, subscribe. Now, are you looking for that trim waist? Pull up out of that waist, squeeze that tailbone under, tuck that tummy in, and feel the length through your spine, and keep doing that through everything you do through your whole day to get that lovely, beautiful trim waist. But I have some fun exercises for you, so let's get going. We're going to start parallel feet, hip distance apart, and we're going to soften those knees. Now, reaching one arm up and taking that lovely lift for our good posture, feeling the stretch out of that waist. That's what we need to do to begin with. Stretch out of that waist. Feel the length in the spine. Breath in to reach tall. Keep the shoulders down. Breath out to reach out of that waist and come back up. Let's do that for 8. We go breath in, breath out 1 and soften. Out breath 2 and soften. Now pull that tummy in, tuck that tailbone under. Keep the length as if you're going to reach for the sky or the ceiling if you're at home. We've got 2 more. That's 7 and lift again. Breath in and breath out. 8. Okay, we're going to deepen that. We're going to take it all the way up. We're going to reach it over. We're going to soften those knees as we pull that tummy back. We're going to swing those arms all the way round 4 times. Soften and pull up. Feel the lift in that waist. Breath in and breath out. And breath in and breath out. We take it the other way. We soften, we pull up. Breath in and breath out through the mouth. Now as we go down, we breath in, that's to come down and out to go up over the top 4 times. And a 2. And follow the hands with the head. 3. And go again for 4. Excellent. One more time. Let's do it with both arms, reaching up to the sky or the ceiling. Now reach out of that waist with the in-breath first to lift. Take it with the out-breath over to the side. And as we come down, we soften the knees, contracting the tummy, and feel the lift in the waist. And a 2. And a 3. Keep lifting. And a 4. Come down to the bottom. Peel yourself up to start again. Take those arms up to the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. Breath out. Breath in to reach out of that waist. Keep the shoulders down. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When you can't lengthen anymore, we soften the knees, we contract in the tummy, and we take the arms in that full circle around the body 4 times. Keep it going. Breath in and breath out. Last one, breath in and breath out. Come down to your center and peel yourself up. Okay, give yourself a little bit of a shake, and we're going to keep that lift in that waist. Keep that good posture. Feel the length in the spine. Breath in through the nose and breath out to soften those knees. Okay, here's your next move. We're going to punch that hip over to one side. Pull up through center. Keep that lift. And punch it to the other side with soft knees. We lift and punch, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Keep it going. Now think about pulling that tummy in. Keep feeling squeeze of the glutes. Keep that going to the side. We're not poking the tailbone back, we're poking it side. 2, let the arms come with you. 5, and 6, and let's go for double punch. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Keep lifted in that waist. 7, and 8. 1, and 2, another 8. 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and slow it down. Take the arms above the head. And 2, soften those knees as you punch. For 5, keep lifted out of that waist. Keep it going. Remember, shoulders down long, next lift out of that waist. Get ready, we're going for double punch in 1 second. 4, 3, 2, let's go. We go double. 2, get the arms with it. 5, 6, 7, 8, another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down slowly with the soft knees, taking the arms down in that big, wide position. Okay, Take the arms down, give yourself a little bit of a shake. Here we go. We're going to see if we can take our next position with wider feet. So I've got parallel feet. Now if you want the feet to slightly turn out, that's okay, because we're going to be picking up one heel and swiveling on the ball of the foot. So tummy's in, tailbones under. Soften those knees and punch that hip to that back corner of your room. And now we're going to circle that hip round with soft knees. You can have your hands on your thighs to support. Let the feet swivel with you as you pull up to look at the front corner of your room and soften and punch. Pull up in that tummy, pulling it back, squeezing the glutes underneath you. I really feel this in the waist for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Turn around to the other side on 1. We go again for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We turn around. We go for 4. We go for 1 and 2 and 3. Turn on 4. We go 1 and 2 and 3. Turn on 4. We go for 2 and round. It's turning on the second one. 3. Keep going. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's go again. We go 8, 7. A bit quicker if you can. For 5 and 6 and 7. Turn on 8. We go round. We breathe. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swing it round for 4. We go for 4, 3, 2. Swing on 1. 4, 3, 2. Swing on 1. 4, 3, 2. Swing on 1. We're going for singles on the next one. We go punch and swing. 2. Pull up. Keep going. 4 more. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And bring it down slowly. Just swing from side to side. Bring yourself up. Get your breath. We're going to go for our next move. We're going to pull up in that tummy. Bring those feet back into that parallel line. Get your breath and take your hands into a clasp just in front of you. Soften those knees. My feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Parallel line. And I'm going to just tap that hand on the outside of that hip. But be cautious that your hips are still facing your front, or there's a little bit more weight on the foot of the hip that I'm tapping. So I let that hand tap with my in-breath. I pull up and I twist as I soften the knees, but my hips must stay to the front, so the twist is completely in your waist. We reach with the in-breath and out. 2 and looking over the shoulder. Follow those hands for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We go a bit wider. Step into it. Tap the toe and drop. Tap the toe. Really looking deep with that twist in that waist. And 6 and 7 and 8. Now we're going to lean and drop, lean and drop, lift and lean a little bit into that back leg, so twisting even more. 5 and 6 and 7. Go back to the first one, up and 2. Bit quicker and keep it going for 5 and 6 and 7. Now add the toe and look a bit deeper. 3 and twist in the waist. 5 and 6 and 7 and lean into it. Lean and 3 and 4 and 5. Keep going. 6 and 7 and 8 and gently come back. Gently swing those arms. Let's get ready for the next exercise. Okay, so taking those feet parallel, hip distance apart, so not too far. We're going to take those arms up above the head. We're going to hold them in that parallel line. We're going to soften those knees and we're going to feel that lift out of that waist. Now, I'm going to draw a halo above my head. Every time I take the halo back, I'm going to pull up out of that waist and soften, breath in and breath out. So I pull up and 2 and 3 and 4, pulling out of that waist, and 6 and 7 and 8. We go the other way. Now don't squeeze the tailbone backwards, tuck it under you as you pull up and squeeze that tummy in. 6 and 7, wider feet. We go deeper, and 2, and keep reaching out of that waist. See, you're going to touch the ceiling as you go round. 7 and 8, other way, swing it round, and 2 and 3, try to get the shoulders to relax as much as you can. 6 and 7 and 8, we're going to walk with it and circle those hips with that arm. Other way, circle those hips, feel the whole waist moving. 7 and stop. So we step together, let the circle of the hips and the arms follow each other, round again, and 2 and 3 and 4, we go, reach and circle, and reach, circle, pulling out of that waist, reach, circle the hips and the arms together, and reach, and circle, come together, taking that moment, take a breath, step those feet hip distance apart again. We're going to do the toe heel tap. Here we go, pull yourself up onto your stability leg, your leg that is supporting your whole body, really pulling up tall so that you could gently lift the other leg away. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the lift in the waist, and what we're going to do is we're just going to aim to tap the toe in the front with the opposite hand and the leg, so we have to really pull up out of that waist. Let's go for 8 on one leg and then 8 on the other. Here we go, breath in, pull up, 2. Now don't worry if you can't quite tap, you're allowed to reach to it, but I don't want you completely sinking. I don't want you dropping. I want you lifting and lift. And 2, if you only get the knee, that's okay, but lift. And 6 and 7 and 8. Take a moment, take the balance, and get ready. Other side we go. Out breath. 2, 3, lift. Get that aeroplane even arm. 3 and 4, another 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We do other side again. 2 and 3, keep lifting. 4, 5, 6, 7, change and go. 2, 3, 4, open that chest to reach behind. 7 and 8, and come back to the center with a toe tap. Bring it down nice and gently. Get that heart rate just to gently relax into your normal breathing pattern. Bringing it down nice and gently into the nose, out through the mouth. Now when you're doing this now, you've just practiced that lift out of that waist. So into the nose and lift. Out through the nose, out through the mouth, and lift. Don't sink, keep it there. And walk tall. Give yourself a little bit of a shake. Now don't forget, if you like that video, give it the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.